Across the globe there exist places where the untamed spirit of nature reigns supreme, where the land itself seems to breathe and every sunrise marks the beginning of a new, unpredictable chapter in the story of life. These are realms where the wild is not just a backdrop, but the very essence of existence, sculpted by millennia of evolution and the relentless forces of earth, water, and sky. Among the planet's most awe-inspiring domains, two stand apart for their grandeur and the raw drama that unfolds within them: the sun-baked golden plains of Africa's Serengeti and the shadowy labyrinthine depths of South America's Amazon rainforest. Each is a masterpiece of nature, shaped by unique climates and ancient geological forces. Yet, both are united by the relentless struggle for survival that defines every moment. The Serengeti and the Amazon are worlds apart in appearance, yet both are governed by the eternal cycles of sun and rain, abundance and scarcity, birth and death. Here, the rhythm of life is dictated by the seasons, and every living thing is finely tuned to the subtle changes in light, temperature, and moisture. In these wild kingdoms, survival is never guaranteed. Every day is a contest of strength, stealth, and instinct, a relentless saga written in the silent pursuit of predators and the desperate vigilance of prey. The drama of life and death plays out in every shadow, every rustle of grass, every ripple on the water's surface, from the thunderous march of elephant herds to the tireless industry of leafcutter ants. Every creature, no matter its size, holds a vital place in the intricate web of life. Each species is both a participant and a witness in the ongoing ballet of survival, where cooperation and competition are equally essential. Though the Serengeti's open grasslands and the Amazon's tangled forest could not look more different, both are arenas of constant adaptation. Here, every animal, plant, and insect is locked in a perpetual contest, evolving new strategies to outwit rivals, evade predators, and seize fleeting opportunities. The Serengeti is a vast, sunlit stage where millions of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles surge across the plains in a migration of epic proportions. Their journey is a test of endurance and unity, a spectacle of movement that shapes the fate of every predator and scavenger in their path. Here the chase is swift and merciless. Cheetahs explode into action, lions coordinate in silence, and every dusk brings a new contest between hunger and survival. The land itself seems to hold its breath as predator and prey engage in a timeless dance. In contrast, the Amazon is a world of shadows and secrets. Its towering trees form a living fortress, their branches woven into a green cathedral that shelters countless lives. Here, the forest floor is a realm of perpetual twilight, where only the most adaptable can thrive. Life in the Amazon unfolds on many levels, high in the canopy, deep in the undergrowth, and within the winding rivers. Each layer is a world unto itself, demanding unique skills and strategies for survival, from the slow, deliberate movements of the sloth to the lightning-fast strike of the caiman. As we venture deeper into these untamed realms, we will witness nature's most extraordinary confrontations, moments where instinct, power, and cunning collide in battles that have shaped the destiny of species for generations. We will uncover the ingenious ways animals teach their young to survive, passing down knowledge through generations, perfecting the art of hunting, foraging, and evading danger in a world where every mistake can be fatal. Predators are the architects of fear and balance. They are the hunters, creatures whose lives depend on stealth, patience, and the ability to strike with precision. Prey are the vigilant, the wary. They are the hunted, animals whose survival depends on sharp senses, speed, and the ability to vanish in an instant. This ancient relationship between hunter and hunted is the engine of evolution, shaping bodies, minds, and behaviors in a never-ending contest for survival. In the Serengeti, a lion's roar is a thunderous proclamation of dominance echoing for miles across the plains. In the Amazon, the vivid colors of a poison dart frog are a silent warning, beauty that conceals deadly power. Every day in these wild places is a crucible, a test of strength, intelligence, and adaptability. Only the most resourceful survive, and every victory is hard-won. We will witness the power of unity as herds of wildebeest defy predators through sheer numbers, and the solitary brilliance of the jaguar, whose patience and precision make it a master of the ambush. To understand these epic survival battles is to glimpse the delicate balance that sustains these vibrant worlds, a balance forged by countless interactions, each one vital to the whole. Every species, from the towering elephant to the tiniest insect, is a vital thread in the tapestry of life, a tapestry now threatened by forces beyond the wild's control. As we journey through these majestic worlds, let us remember their fate, and the fate of all who dwell within, hangs in a fragile balance, more precious and more vulnerable than ever before. The Serengeti stretches endlessly, a vast mosaic of golden grasslands, scattered acacia trees, and distant blue hills. This immense wilderness is shaped by the relentless forces of nature, sun, wind, and rain, each playing a crucial role in the delicate balance of life and death. The rhythm of survival here is dictated by the dramatic cycle of the seasons. Torrential rains transform the plains into a lush green expanse, while the dry season brings parched earth and dust-laden winds testing every creature's endurance. Each dawn reveals a living tapestry, herds of grazers, solitary hunters, and opportunistic scavengers, all performing their roles in a never-ending drama. For many, the opening act is fraught with peril, as survival is never guaranteed. Take the giraffe, the towering sentinel of the savannah. Its height offers a vantage point to spot distant threats, but even this gentle giant faces daunting challenges from the very start of life. A newborn giraffe calf enters the world with a dramatic fall, plummeting nearly 2 meters to the ground. This seemingly harsh beginning is a vital adaptation, as the impact stimulates the calf's lungs and forces it to take its first breath. The shock of birth is only the beginning. The calf must quickly muster the strength to stand, its spindly legs trembling as it struggles upright. This urgency is not just instinct, it is a matter of life and death. Within 30 minutes, the calf must rise and take its first unsteady steps. Every second counts, as the vulnerable newborn is exposed to the ever-present threat of predators. Hyenas and lions, masters of patience and stealth, lurk in the tall grasses, their senses attuned to any sign of weakness. For them, a struggling calf is an irresistible opportunity. The first hour of a calf's life is a crucible, a test of resilience against the harsh realities of the plains. Only the most alert and agile will survive this relentless gauntlet. The Serengeti's most iconic spectacle is the Great Migration, a breathtaking movement of life across the landscape. This annual journey is a testament to the power of instinct and the necessity of adaptation. Over 1.5 million wildebeest, joined by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, traverse a circuit of nearly 1,800 miles. They follow the rains, driven by the promise of fresh grazing and the need to escape the encroaching drought. This migration is a perilous odyssey. Rivers swollen by rain become deadly obstacles, teeming with crocodiles lying in wait. The journey is a relentless test of stamina, courage, and collective strength. The sheer density of the herds is their greatest shield. Safety in numbers dilutes the risk for each individual, making it harder for predators to isolate a single target. The swirling mass of bodies creates confusion and chaos, overwhelming the senses of even the most skilled hunters. Predators must rely on split-second decisions and flawless timing to succeed. In February, the plains erupt with new life as 500,000 wildebeest calves are born in synchrony. This flood of vulnerable young saturates the landscape, ensuring that, despite heavy predation, enough will survive to sustain the population. Within these herds, intricate social structures emerge. Individuals communicate through vocalizations, body language, and even subtle shifts in movement, coordinating their actions for mutual benefit. Zebras, with their striking black and white stripes, often take the lead. Their keen senses and bold patterns make them natural pathfinders, guiding the herds towards safer routes and fresher pastures. The zebra's stripes serve a dual purpose. Not only do they dazzle the eye, but recent research suggests they disrupt the vision of biting flies, reducing the risk of disease and irritation. In the chaos of a moving herd, the shifting patterns of stripes make it nearly impossible for predators to single out an individual. This visual confusion is a powerful defense against the ever-watchful eyes of lions and other hunters. Zebras also play a vital ecological role. By cropping the tough upper layers of grass, they pave the way for wildebeest to feed on the tender shoots below, maximizing the productivity of the savanna. Even the smallest and most vulnerable animals have evolved ingenious strategies to survive. Camouflage, mimicry, and stealth are essential tools in the daily struggle for existence. The warthog, a frequent target for predators, relies on speed and awareness. Its acute senses detect danger long before it arrives, triggering a rapid dash for safety. When threatened, warthogs retreat to underground burrows, which serve as secure refuges for both adults and their young. These dens are essential for survival, especially during the vulnerable early months of life. Rather than excavating their own, warthogs often occupy abandoned aardvark burrows. These ready-made shelters can extend up to 3 meters below the surface, providing a cool, safe haven from both predators and the scorching midday sun. In a defensive display, a warthog will back into its burrow, tusks facing outward. This formidable barrier deters even the most determined predators, turning the entrance into a fortress. Through these adaptations, speed, vigilance, and the clever use of shelter, warthogs ensure the survival of their offspring, perpetuating their lineage in the face of constant danger. In the Serengeti, every species, from the tallest giraffe to the smallest antelope, is locked in a perpetual contest of adaptation and resilience, each playing its part in the grand theatre of survival. In the vast, sun-drenched plains of the Serengeti, every movement in the grass could mean the difference between life and death. Here, the delicate balance of predator and prey is on full display, and only the most skilled hunters rise to the top. The lion, revered as the king of the savannah, is the embodiment of raw power and dominance. With a muscular frame and a mane that signals maturity and strength, the lion commands respect from all who cross its path. Unlike many predators, lions are not solitary. Their social structure is built around the pride, a complex unit that relies on cooperation and hierarchy. Lionesses, the primary hunters, move with calculated precision. Their hunts are masterclasses in coordination. Each member knows her role, whether it's flanking, driving, or ambushing. They use the undulating terrain and tall grasses as natural camouflage, inching closer to unsuspecting prey before launching a synchronized attack. When the moment is right, the pride erupts from cover in a burst of speed. Lions can reach up to 80 kilometers per hour, but only for a few heart-pounding seconds. The ambush is a spectacle of strength and strategy, yet the risks are immense. Prey animals like buffalo and giraffe are formidable in their own right. A single miscalculation can result in serious injury or even death for the hunters. The prey of the Serengeti are not defenseless. A giraffe's kick can shatter bone, and a buffalo's charge is a force of nature. These encounters are brutal reminders that every hunt is a gamble, and even apex predators must respect the power of their quarry. Beyond the lions, the Serengeti is home to other extraordinary hunters. The cheetah, a marvel of evolutionary engineering, is built for speed rather than strength. Its slender body, lightweight frame, and elongated limbs allow it to accelerate from 0 to over 110 kilometers per hour in just 3 seconds, faster than any other land animal. The cheetah's flexible spine acts like a spring, stretching and contracting with each stride, while semi-retractable claws provide traction akin to running spikes. Its tail, long and muscular, acts as a rudder, allowing for rapid changes in direction during high-speed pursuits. Yet, this specialization comes at a cost. The cheetah's lightweight build leaves it vulnerable to injury, and even a minor wound can spell disaster. After a chase, cheetahs are often left exhausted and overheated, forced to rest and recover before they can eat or defend their kill. If the hunt fails, the energy spent can be a costly setback, and repeated failures may lead to starvation. Each pursuit is a high-stakes gamble, where the margin for error is razor-thin. The Serengeti's open plains offer little cover, making stealth and timing critical for success. Spotted hyenas, often mischaracterized as scavengers, are in fact among the most effective hunters in the ecosystem. Their endurance is legendary. They can pursue prey for kilometers, relying on stamina rather than speed to wear down their targets. Hyenas hunt in highly organized clans, led by dominant females. Their social structure is matriarchal, with intricate hierarchies that influence every aspect of clan life, from feeding order to breeding rights. Cooperation is key, and their vocalizations, whoops, giggles, and growls, coordinate complex group hunts. Even from birth, hyena cubs engage in fierce competition, establishing dominance early. As adults, their powerful jaws can crush bone, allowing them to access nutrients unavailable to other predators and ensuring that no part of a carcass is wasted. Among the most efficient hunters are the African wild dogs. With a hunting success rate exceeding 85%, these canids are masters of teamwork. Their hunts are orchestrated with precision, as the pack fans out to isolate and exhaust their chosen prey. Wild dogs communicate constantly, using a repertoire of chirps, squeaks, and tail signals to coordinate their movements. Their relay-style pursuit, where individuals take turns leading the chase, ensures that no single dog tires too quickly. The pack's cohesion is its greatest strength, and their social bonds are reinforced through frequent grooming and play. After a successful hunt, the pack's youngest and weakest members are given priority at the kill, a rare display of altruism in the animal kingdom. This selflessness ensures the survival of the entire group, making the African wild dog one of the most socially advanced predators in the Serengeti. In this ancient landscape, every predator has carved out a unique niche, each perfectly adapted to the challenges of the savanna. Their stories are woven into the fabric of the Serengeti, a testament to the relentless drive for survival and the intricate web of life that defines this extraordinary ecosystem. When we think of the Serengeti, our minds often leap to the drama of the hunt, the chase, the clash, the predator's stealth. Yet, beneath this spectacle lies a quieter, more profound force, the great herbivores. These plant-eaters are the true architects of the plains, shaping the landscape with every step, every bite, and every migration. Their influence is subtle, yet immense, weaving the very fabric of this ecosystem. Towering above all others, the African bush elephant reigns as the most influential of these architects. Their sheer size and strength make them living bulldozers, capable of transforming the land on a scale unmatched by any other animal. Each day, these giants consume up to 300 kilograms of leaves, bark, and grasses. Their insatiable appetite drives them to roam vast distances, stripping branches, uprooting shrubs, and clearing swathes of vegetation as they go. With powerful trunks and tusks, elephants topple trees and break through dense thickets. This relentless activity prevents the encroachment of woodland, preserving the open grasslands that define the Serengeti and support countless other species. During the harsh dry season, elephants become engineers of survival. Using their tusks and feet, they dig deep into parched riverbeds, unearthing hidden water sources. These wells become lifelines, sustaining not only the elephants but also zebras, antelope, and even predators drawn to the precious resource. In this way, elephants act as the gardeners of the Serengeti, sculpting the land and nurturing the delicate balance between grassland and woodland. Sharing these plains are the formidable African buffalo. Massive and muscular, they graze alongside elephants, their presence commanding respect from all, including the most daring predators. Known as Black Death, a herd of buffalo is a formidable sight. Hundreds of powerful bodies moving as one, their unity a shield against danger. Their horns, fused at the base into a solid, bony boss, are not just for show. These natural weapons can gore and toss a lion, making any attack a perilous gamble. Unlike most prey, buffalo do not flee at the first sign of danger. Instead, they stand their ground, facing threats head-on with unwavering resolve. When threatened, the herd bands together, charging as a unit to drive off predators. Lions, despite their prowess, often retreat in the face of such coordinated defense, and some pay the ultimate price for their boldness. This fierce reputation is well earned. For any would-be hunter, the buffalo is a dangerous adversary, unpredictable and unyielding. Yet perhaps the most iconic architects are the wildebeest. Each year, over 1 million of these animals embark on the Great Migration, a journey that shapes the very heartbeat of the Serengeti. As they move, wildebeest graze relentlessly, consuming more than 4,000 tons of grass daily. Their collective appetite keeps the grasslands trimmed and healthy. This constant grazing acts as a natural lawnmower, stimulating new growth and ensuring that the plains remain lush and vibrant after the herds pass through. Their droppings, rich in nutrients, fertilize the soil, replenishing the land and supporting the next cycle of life. In this way, wildebeest are both consumers and cultivators. Guided by an extraordinary ability to sense distant rain, wildebeest lead the migration towards fresh pastures and water, their movements orchestrating the rhythm of life for countless other species. These biological tanks are the driving force behind the Serengeti's abundance, their migrations fueling the ecosystem's endless cycle of renewal. In the quieter corners of the plains, the black rhinoceros moves with solitary purpose. Though elusive and critically endangered, their impact is profound. Each rhino is a living relic, a survivor of ancient times, and their presence is a testament to the resilience of the wild. Unlike grazers, black rhinos are browsers, feeding on leaves, twigs, and shrubs. Their selective diet shapes the vegetation, pruning back woody plants and allowing grasses to flourish. This browsing creates a mosaic of habitats, fostering diversity and providing shelter and food for a multitude of other creatures. With eyesight limited to just 30 yards, black rhinos rely on their acute sense of smell and exceptional hearing to navigate the vast, unpredictable plains. Despite their massive build, they can charge at speeds up to 35 miles per hour, a sudden, unstoppable force that commands respect and caution from all who share their domain. Far from the open plains of Africa, we enter a world transformed by height and shadow. The Amazon rainforest, one of the planet's most complex vertical kingdoms. Here, colossal trees rise like living skyscrapers, their trunks and branches forming a multi-layered realm that stretches across 9 countries and covers millions of square kilometers. This vertical kingdom is a sanctuary for an astonishing 10% of all known species on Earth, making it the richest reservoir of biodiversity anywhere. Survival here is a vertical challenge. Instead of racing across open ground, animals must climb, leap, and glide to reach the precious sunlight that filters through the dense canopy. The rainforest is structured in distinct layers: the dark, humid forest floor, the understory thick with shrubs and young trees, the mid-story bustling with life, and the sun-drenched canopy, a continuous green roof that towers up to 50 meters above the ground. Each layer is a unique habitat, supporting specialized communities of plants and animals. Life has evolved to exploit every available niche, from the soil to the highest leaves. The canopy is the rainforest's beating heart, a vibrant metropolis where monkeys leap between branches, birds soar and call, and sloths hang in silent camouflage. Navigating this tangled world demands extraordinary adaptations, prehensile tails, elongated limbs, and specialized feet allow animals to move with agility and precision. Many rainforest creatures spend their entire lives above the ground, rarely, if ever, descending to the forest floor. The sloth is the ultimate arboreal specialist, perfectly adapted for a life suspended in the treetops. It spends up to 90% of its existence hanging upside down, moving with deliberate slowness. Its slow metabolism is a marvel of efficiency, allowing it to survive on a diet of tough, nutrient-poor leaves. Digestion can take up to a month for a single meal. This energy-saving strategy is essential in an environment where food is scattered and competition is fierce. The sloth's fur is a living ecosystem hosting green algae and tiny invertebrates. The algae provide camouflage, blending the sloth seamlessly into the leafy canopy. This remarkable adaptation is just one example of the intricate relationships that define life in the vertical kingdom. Communication in the rainforest is shaped by its vertical complexity. Dense foliage muffles sound and obscures sight, forcing animals to develop unique ways to connect. Sound becomes a lifeline. Calls, songs, and signals echo through the layers, helping animals find mates, warn of danger, and defend territory. The howler monkey is a master of this acoustic world, equipped with an enlarged hyoid bone that amplifies its voice. Its deep guttural roar is the loudest of any primate, carrying up to 5 kilometers through the dense jungle, cutting through the layers of vegetation. These calls are not threats, but signals, marking territory and preventing costly conflicts over food and space in the crowded canopy. In this high-rise habitat, such communication is vital for coexistence among dozens of species sharing the same vertical space. Plants and insects, too, have evolved extraordinary strategies to survive in the vertical world. Camouflage, mimicry, and chemical defenses are common, allowing them to avoid predators and compete for resources. Among the most remarkable are the leafcutter ants, whose societies rival the complexity of the forest itself. Millions of ants form living highways, each carrying a fragment of leaf, many times its own weight, moving with tireless coordination. But these leaves are not for eating. Instead, the ants use them to cultivate a specialized fungus deep within their underground nests. This fungus is their primary food source, and the ants tend it with meticulous care, removing pests and feeding it fresh leaf material. Leafcutter ant colonies can house millions of individuals, each with a specific role, forming a superorganism that rivals the complexity of any animal society. By breaking down plant material and enriching the soil, these ants are vital engineers of the rainforest, sustaining the vertical kingdom for generations to come. Beneath the towering emerald canopy, the Amazon rainforest floor is a world of perpetual twilight. Here, shafts of sunlight barely pierce the dense foliage above, casting shifting patterns of shadow and light across a tangled undergrowth. This dim, humid realm is alive with the constant hum of insects and the rustle of unseen creatures, an arena where only the most skilled hunters thrive. In this shadowy labyrinth, the jaguar reigns as the apex predator. Its movements are silent, each step calculated and deliberate, blending seamlessly with the mottled light and leaf litter. Weighing up to 120 kilograms, the jaguar is the largest feline in the Americas. Its muscular frame is built for explosive power, allowing it to launch itself at unsuspecting prey with astonishing speed and precision. Unlike the social lions of Africa, jaguars are solitary by nature. Each individual patrols a vast territory, marking its domain with scent and claw marks, ensuring that rivals keep their distance. The jaguar's coat, a tapestry of golden fur and black rosettes, is more than just beautiful, it is a masterstroke of camouflage. In the dappled sunlight, the jaguar becomes nearly invisible, a ghost among the shadows. What truly distinguishes the jaguar is its extraordinary bite force. Its jaws are the most powerful of any big cat, relative to body size, capable of crushing bone and piercing the thickest armor nature can provide. This formidable weapon allows the jaguar to employ a unique hunting technique, a single, lethal bite delivered directly to the skull of its prey. Even armored reptiles like caimans and turtles fall victim to this precision strike, their defenses no match for the jaguar's crushing jaws. Yet the jaguar is not the only feline prowling these shadowed corridors. Smaller, more elusive cats have evolved to exploit different niches within this complex ecosystem. The ocelot, a medium-sized cat, emerges as dusk falls. Its large, luminous eyes are perfectly adapted for nocturnal hunting, scanning the darkness for the faintest flicker of movement. With eyesight 6 times more sensitive than a human's, the ocelot can detect the slightest twitch of a rodent's whisker or the flutter of a bird's wing. Its diet is varied. Small mammals, birds, reptiles, all fall within its grasp. The ocelot's coat, marked with intricate patterns of spots and stripes, provides perfect concealment among the tangled vines and leaves. It moves with fluid grace, each step silent, each movement calculated. Agile and fearless, the ocelot is as comfortable in the trees as it is on the ground. It can pursue prey into the lower branches, leaping from limb to limb in pursuit of monkeys or birds, demonstrating remarkable versatility in this multi-layered world. But not all hunters here are cats. The rainforest floor is also home to some of the most unusual predators on Earth. The giant anteater, with its elongated snout and shaggy coat, is a marvel of specialization. Its keen sense of smell guides it to hidden insect colonies beneath the soil and rotting wood. Armed with massive curved claws, the anteater tears open termite mounds and anthills with ease, exposing the swarming insects within. Its tongue, astonishingly long and sticky, flicks in and out up to 150 times per minute, gathering thousands of ants and termites in a single meal. In a single day, a giant anteater can consume up to 35,000 insects, making it a relentless and efficient predator in its own right. Its bushy tail, almost as long as its body, serves as a shield against the sun and rain, and as a blanket during the cool nights. Despite its awkward gait, the anteater is surprisingly agile and can defend itself with astonishing ferocity. When threatened, it rears up on its hind legs, brandishing its formidable claws, a warning display that even the mighty jaguar respects. Among the dense foliage, ancient and enigmatic creatures like the tapir roam quietly. These gentle giants are living relics, their lineage stretching back millions of years. With a body resembling a cross between a pig and an elephant, and a short, flexible snout, the tapir is perfectly adapted to its environment. Its keen sense of smell helps it locate ripe fruit and tender leaves hidden among the undergrowth. The tapir's prehensile snout acts as both a grasping tool and a snorkel, allowing it to feed on aquatic plants and evade predators by slipping silently into rivers and streams. As it wanders, the tapir consumes vast quantities of fruit, dispersing seeds far and wide. In doing so, it becomes a gardener of the rainforest, ensuring the regeneration and diversity of the plant life that sustains this extraordinary ecosystem. The Amazon is not just a forest, it is also a river, the largest river system on Earth by volume, stretching over 6,400 kilometers and draining an area greater than any other river basin on the planet. Its labyrinth of tributaries and channels forms a vast aquatic highway, shaping the landscape and sustaining the richest biodiversity found anywhere on Earth. Its waters are a world of their own, home to thousands of fish species, many found nowhere else, alongside river dolphins, armored catfish, and electric eels. The river's depths and flooded forests are ruled by apex predators, each adapted to the ever-changing currents and seasonal floods. The black caiman, a massive crocodilian that can grow up to 6 meters long, lurks in the murky depths. Its dark, armored body blends seamlessly with the shadowy water, making it nearly invisible to unsuspecting prey. It is an ambush predator, waiting patiently for fish, birds, capybaras, or even jaguars to approach the water's edge. With explosive speed, it launches from concealment, using its immense jaws to seize and overpower its prey. With a bite force of over 3,700 pounds per square inch, the black caiman is a formidable hunter, capable of crushing bone and holding on to struggling victims even in the strongest currents. Another famous resident is the red-bellied piranha, one of over 30 piranha species inhabiting the Amazon's waterways. While their reputation is often exaggerated, these opportunistic feeders hunt in schools of 20 to 30, using their razor-sharp teeth and powerful jaws to strip flesh with astonishing speed. They are vital scavengers, cleaning the river of carrion and maintaining ecological balance. One of the largest and most impressive river dwellers is the green anaconda, the world's heaviest snake and a true titan of the Amazon's flooded forests. An anaconda can grow up to 9 meters long and weigh over 200 kilograms, making it the heaviest snake on Earth. Its muscular body is built for stealth and power, perfectly adapted to a semi-aquatic life. It is not venomous. Instead, it is a constrictor, relying on sheer strength to subdue its prey. The anaconda lies in wait, nearly invisible beneath the surface. When a capybara, deer, or even a caiman comes to drink, it strikes with lightning speed, seizing its victim in a sudden, powerful attack. It coils its powerful body around its victim, squeezing tighter with every breath the animal exhales, cutting off circulation and air until the heart stops. After such a large meal, an anaconda's metabolism slows dramatically. It may not need to eat again for weeks or even months, spending much of its time hidden and motionless as it digests. The anaconda is the undisputed master of aquatic ambush, its camouflage and patience making it nearly invisible in the tangled waterways. Above the river, the Amazon's skies are alive with a riot of color and sound. The canopy forms a living roof, sheltering countless species of birds, insects and mammals, each adapted to life high above the forest floor. Toucans, with their enormous brightly colored beaks, are an iconic sight among the branches. Their calls echo through the forest, marking territory and attracting mates. This oversized beak is not just for display, it is a remarkable tool, allowing the toucan to reach fruit on branches too slender to support its weight and to manipulate food with precision. The beak also helps the toucan regulate its body temperature, radiating excess heat away during the hottest parts of the day, a vital adaptation in the humid, sun-drenched canopy. Hummingbirds, the tiny jewels of the rainforest, are crucial pollinators. Their iridescent feathers flash in the sunlight as they hover, feeding on nectar from a dazzling array of tropical flowers. Their hearts can beat over 1,200 times per minute as they hover, wings ablur, sipping nectar with specialized tongues. This high-energy lifestyle demands constant feeding and makes them vital for the pollination of countless plant species. Hummingbirds are responsible for pollinating up to a quarter of all the plants in the canopy, ensuring the survival and regeneration of the rainforest's diverse flora. Even venom has its place in this intricate web of life. From snakes and spiders to frogs, toxins are used for defense, hunting, and competition, shaping the delicate balance of predator and prey. The poison dart frog is a living jewel, adorned in brilliant colors of blue, yellow, and red. Its skin contains potent alkaloid toxins, making it one of the most poisonous animals on Earth. These vibrant hues are not for beauty. They are a warning sign to predators, an unmistakable message: I am poisonous, do not eat me. This strategy, known as aposematism, is a powerful deterrent in the rainforest's competitive environment. The frog does not produce its own poison. Instead, it acquires the toxins from its diet of specific ants and mites found on the forest floor, which contain the chemical precursors for its potent skin secretions. This unique relationship between diet and defense highlights the intricate connections that define the Amazon's food web, where even the smallest creatures play a vital role in the survival of larger species. In captivity, when fed a different diet, these frogs are completely harmless, losing their toxicity and becoming safe to handle. an extraordinary example of how environment shapes biology. This small amphibian is a powerful example of how an animal's defense mechanism is directly linked to its environment and its place in the food web. In the Amazon, every species, whether predator, prey, or pollinator, plays a role in the ongoing drama of survival, adaptation, and interdependence that defines this extraordinary ecosystem. In the wild expanses of the Serengeti and the dense, mysterious Amazon, survival is rarely a solitary endeavor. Here, the true strength of a species is often measured not by the might of the individual, but by the intricate web of relationships and the collective intelligence that binds a group together. These landscapes are living laboratories, where the evolution of social bonds and problem-solving skills has shaped some of the most remarkable survival strategies on Earth. Intelligence in nature is not just about cunning or memory. It's about communication, cooperation, and the ability to adapt to ever-changing challenges. Across continents and ecosystems, animals have developed sophisticated ways to share information, coordinate actions, and support one another in the face of adversity. Take the chacma baboons of the Serengeti, for example. These primates live in large dynamic troops that can number over 100 individuals, each with its own role and status within the group. Their daily lives are a constant negotiation of alliances and rivalries. Baboons rely on collective intelligence to locate food, navigate threats, and maintain social harmony. When danger looms, such as the approach of a stealthy predator, the troop responds as one. Sentinels sound the alarm, mothers gather their young, and dominant males position themselves to defend the group. Communication is key. Baboons employ a rich repertoire of vocalizations, facial expressions, and gestures to convey everything from the presence of a leopard to the discovery of a fruiting tree. These signals are understood by every member, young and old, ensuring the troop moves and acts as a unified force. When confronted by predators, their unity becomes their shield. Working together, they can mob and drive off leopards, while their collective foraging uncovers hidden food sources that would be impossible for a lone baboon to find. This adaptability has made them one of the most successful primates in the savanna. In the Amazon, intelligence and social bonds manifest in equally fascinating ways, shaped by the dense, layered world of the rainforest. Brown capuchin monkeys are among the rainforest's most ingenious inhabitants. Their ability to use tools is legendary, an adaptation that sets them apart from most other primates. With remarkable foresight, a capuchin will select a heavy stone, carry it to a chosen anvil, often a sturdy log or boulder, and prepare for a task that requires both strength and precision. The monkey places a hard-shelled nut on the anvil and, with calculated force, smashes it open. This behavior is not instinctive. It is learned, practiced, and even taught from one generation to the next, a testament to the capuchin's cognitive abilities. Capuchins also display a remarkable understanding of their environment by using plants as tools for self-care. They carefully select leaves and rub them into their fur, harnessing the insect-repellent properties of certain species to protect themselves from biting pests. Every action reveals a mind attuned to its surroundings, capable of observation, experimentation, and adaptation. These monkeys are not just surviving, they are actively shaping their world. Social intelligence is not limited to primates. Among predators, cooperation can mean the difference between feast and famine. Lions and wild dogs in Africa coordinate their hunts with military precision, but beneath the surface of the Amazon's rivers, another master of teamwork emerges. Bottlenose dolphins, gliding through the estuaries and coastal waters, are renowned for their intelligence and their ability to work together in perfect harmony. One of their most ingenious hunting techniques is mud ring feeding. A single dolphin circles a school of fish, churning the riverbed with its tail to create a wall of swirling mud. Trapped and disoriented, the fish leap from the water, only to be snatched from the air by waiting members of the pod. This coordinated effort requires not only planning but a deep level of trust and communication among the dolphins. Underwater dolphins exchange a complex array of clicks, whistles, and body movements, maintaining cohesion and synchronizing their actions with astonishing precision. Even among the smallest creatures, social bonds are the foundation of survival. Insects like ants, termites, and bees form superorganisms, vast colonies where every individual plays a vital role, from foraging and defense to construction and care of the young. In the shadowy caves of the Amazon, vampire bats reveal a different kind of social intelligence, one built on reciprocity and memory. For these bats, a missed meal can be fatal. If a bat fails to feed for even 2 nights, it risks starvation, a harsh reality in the unpredictable rainforest. Yet, within the colony, a remarkable system of sharing emerges. Well-fed bats will regurgitate a portion of their blood meal to nourish those who have gone hungry, ensuring the survival of their companions. These acts of generosity are not random. Bats remember who has shared with them in the past and are more likely to help those individuals in return, an intricate social ledger that strengthens the bonds within the colony. In the end, it is this spirit of cooperation, whether among baboons on the savannah, capuchins in the treetops, dolphins in the rivers, or bats in the darkness, that defines the most successful survivors. In nature's fiercest showdowns, intelligence and social bonds are the ultimate weapons, forging alliances that endure long after the battles are won. The Serengeti and the Amazon stand as 2 of the planet's most awe-inspiring and ecologically significant wildernesses. These vast landscapes are not only home to an extraordinary diversity of life, but they also serve as critical regulators of the Earth's climate, water cycles, and atmospheric balance. Yet both face unprecedented threats that jeopardize their very existence. For millennia, natural forces shape these regions through cycles of drought, flood, fire, and migration. Today, however, the scale and speed of human-driven change, deforestation, land conversion, and resource extraction have introduced pressures that far exceed anything these ecosystems have previously endured. In the Amazon, industrial-scale logging, expansion of cattle ranches, and monoculture agriculture have resulted in the systematic removal of ancient forests. Each year, thousands of square kilometers are lost, fragmenting habitats and disrupting the intricate web of life that has evolved over millions of years. Satellite imagery reveals the stark reality. Over 20% of the Amazon has vanished in just 5 decades, replaced by barren fields and exposed soil. This loss is not merely a statistic. It represents the irreversible destruction of unique microclimates, genetic diversity, and ecological processes. The consequences for wildlife are catastrophic. Apex predators, like the jaguar, specialized amphibians, such as the poison dart frog, and countless lesser-known species are forced into ever-shrinking refuges, their populations declining as their habitats are fragmented and degraded. The clearing of forests often involves burning, which releases vast quantities of stored carbon into the atmosphere. These emissions not only accelerate global warming, but also alter rainfall patterns, increasing the risk of drought and further fires, a destructive feedback loop. The Serengeti, too, is under siege. Its iconic grasslands, shaped by the seasonal migrations of wildebeest and the presence of apex predators, are increasingly hemmed in by expanding agriculture and infrastructure. As boundaries shift and settlements encroach, the once continuous wilderness is carved into isolated patches. Fences and roads disrupt the ancient migratory routes that sustain the region's immense herds and the predators that depend on them. These barriers fragment the landscape, making it increasingly difficult for animals to access water, breeding grounds, and seasonal grazing areas. The result is a decline in population resilience and genetic diversity, threatening the survival of entire species. Poaching compounds these threats. Despite international bans, elephants and rhinos are relentlessly targeted for their ivory and horns, driving some populations to the brink of extinction and destabilizing the ecological balance. Even subsistence activities such as small-scale farming, firewood collection, and grazing can have outsized impacts when multiplied across vast areas, gradually eroding the integrity of these wildernesses. Infrastructure development, including roads and dams, fragments habitats and alters water flows. Pollution from agricultural runoff and waste contaminates rivers and wetlands, undermining the health of aquatic and terrestrial species alike. As these pressures mount, the resilience of these ecosystems is tested. Rivers run dry, trees die off, and animals struggle to find food and shelter, signaling a system pushed to its ecological limits. The loss of these wildernesses would be a tragedy beyond measure. Their disappearance would mean the collapse of irreplaceable ecological networks and the loss of natural heritage for all future generations. These regions are not simply collections of species, they are living systems that regulate the planet's atmosphere, store vast amounts of carbon, and maintain the cycles of water and nutrients essential for life everywhere. The Amazon, often called the lungs of the Earth, produces a significant share of the world's oxygen and acts as a global climate stabilizer, influencing weather patterns across continents. The Serengeti, meanwhile, is a natural laboratory, offering unparalleled opportunities to study ecological processes such as predator-prey dynamics, migration, and the effects of climate variability on biodiversity. Every species lost from these systems is a thread pulled from the fabric of life, weakening the resilience and function of the entire ecosystem. Extinction is permanent, and each loss diminishes the world's biological richness. Protecting these last great wildernesses is essential not only for the survival of their inhabitants, but for the stability of the global environment. Their preservation underpins climate regulation, water security, and the continued evolution of life on Earth. Despite the daunting challenges, hope remains. Natural regeneration, when given a chance, can restore degraded lands. The resilience of these ecosystems, if protected, offers a path to recovery. Effective conservation requires a multifaceted approach, establishing and enforcing protected areas, restoring degraded habitats, and implementing science-based management plans that prioritize ecological integrity. Sustainable funding for conservation, rigorous anti-poaching measures, and the development of ecotourism that minimizes ecological impact are all vital strategies for safeguarding these regions. Global cooperation is essential. International agreements, responsible supply chains, and consumer awareness can reduce the demand for products that drive deforestation and habitat loss while supporting sustainable alternatives. The fate of the Serengeti and the Amazon is a test of humanity's commitment to stewardship. Their future depends on our willingness to act decisively, guided by science and a recognition of their irreplaceable value. By protecting these last great wildernesses, we safeguard not only the epic dramas of survival that unfold within them, but also the very foundations of life on Earth. The time to act is now, to ensure that these extraordinary places endure for generations yet to come. As daylight fades and darkness descends upon the Serengeti and the Amazon, a new world awakens, one ruled by shadows and invisible dramas. The wild's nocturnal predators, masters of stealth and adaptation, emerge from their daytime concealment to dominate the hours between dusk and dawn. While the sunlit plains and forests teem with life, it is under the cover of night that some of nature's most intricate and elusive hunting strategies unfold. In the Serengeti, the moonlight glimmers faintly across the grasslands. Here, the spotted hyena takes center stage. Often misunderstood as mere scavengers, hyenas are, in fact, formidable hunters. Under the cloak of darkness, their acute night vision and powerful jaws become their greatest assets. They move in coordinated clans, communicating through eerie whoops and cackles that echo across the savannah. Their senses are tuned to the subtlest of sounds. Hyenas can detect the distant rustle of prey bedding down for the night, With patience and persistence, they stalk wildebeest calves and zebras, relying on teamwork and endurance to exhaust their quarry. Elsewhere, the leopard, silent and solitary, prowls the undergrowth, its rosette-patterned coat blending seamlessly with the dappled shadows. Unlike the lion, the leopard is built for stealth. It pads silently over the earth, muscles coiled, eyes reflecting the faintest starlight. A sudden burst of speed, a calculated leap, and the hunt is over in seconds. With unmatched strength, the leopard drags its catch high into the branches, safe from other predators, to feast at leisure. In the Amazon rainforest, the night is alive with a symphony of sounds, chirping insects, croaking frogs, and the occasional distant roar. Here, the jaguar reigns supreme. With paws padded for silence and jaws capable of piercing turtle shells, the jaguar glides through the tangled undergrowth, unseen and unheard. It hunts by ambush, relying on patience and a lightning-fast pounce to take down capybaras, peccaries, and even caimans. Every movement is calculated, every step a testament to evolutionary perfection. Smaller predators, too, play vital roles in these nocturnal worlds. The African serval, with its oversized ears, listens intently for the faint rustle of rodents in the grass. A precise leap, sometimes 2 or 3 times its own body height, secures its meal. In the Amazon, the ocelot weaves through the leaf litter, its keen senses guiding it to unsuspecting birds or reptiles. Even the air is not safe at night. Owls, with their silent flight and razor-sharp talons, patrol the darkness above both continents. Their eyes, adapted to low light, scan the ground for the slightest movement. In a fraction of a second, they swoop down, claiming their prize before vanishing once more into the night. These nocturnal hunters are more than mere killers. They are the architects of balance. By preying on the weak, the sick, and the unwary, they shape the populations of their prey and maintain the health of the ecosystem. Their secret lives, hidden from the day's gaze, are a vital part of nature's grand design, complex, ruthless, and endlessly fascinating. As dawn approaches, the night's predators retreat to their hidden dens and lairs, their work complete. The world of shadows recedes, yielding once more to the day, yet the legacy of their nightly endeavors endures, woven into the fabric of life itself. A reminder that the wild never truly sleeps, and its mysteries are deepest when the world is dark. Beneath the surface of every wilderness, hidden from even the keenest eyes, lies a tapestry of connections more complex than any single predator's hunt. These are the intricate food webs, networks of life that bind every creature, great and small, into a delicate balance. In the remote corners of the Serengeti and the Amazon, the dance of survival is not just between hunter and prey, but among countless species interwoven by the cycles of energy and nutrient flow. In the golden grasslands of the Serengeti, life begins with the sun. Grasses, nourished by sunlight and rain, form the foundation. Herds of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles graze in vast numbers, their movements shaping the very landscape. But these herbivores are not alone. Termites, hidden beneath the soil, feast on dead plant matter, breaking it down and enriching the earth, a silent, unseen force recycling nutrients back to the roots. Above them, a web of predators and scavengers emerges. Lions, cheetahs, and hyenas hunt the grazers, their fates intertwined in a subtle balance. When a predator's meal is finished, vultures descend, stripping bones clean. Even the tiniest creatures play their part. Dung beetles roll away waste, and ants scavenge what remains, ensuring nothing is left unused. In the Amazon, the web grows even denser. Here, sunlight filters through towering trees, feeding layers of plants from the forest floor to the canopy. Leafcutter ants march in endless columns, harvesting fragments to cultivate underground fungal gardens, their own miniature ecosystem. Frogs and insects feed on leaves and nectar, becoming prey for snakes, birds, and spiders. Each creature, no matter how small, is both consumer and consumed. A fallen fruit attracts capybaras and peccaries, who scatter seeds across the forest with every meal. Jaguars and harpy eagles, apex predators of these tangled realms, keep populations in check, preventing any one species from overwhelming the rest. Even after death, nothing is wasted. Decomposers, fungi, bacteria, and scavenging insects return every nutrient to the soil, fueling new growth and beginning the cycle anew. These webs are not static. A change in one link, a drought, a new predator, a disease, can ripple through the entire system, reshaping the fate of countless lives. Here, survival is not just about strength or speed, but about connection. Each organism, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is a thread in nature's living tapestry. In these remote ecosystems, the true power of the wild is revealed, not in the drama of a single hunt, but in the quiet, constant exchange of life itself. Every meal, every movement, every breath is part of an ancient network, a reminder that the wild endures not through isolation, but through the endless, intricate web of life. In the world's arid deserts, life persists where survival seems impossible. Here, beneath relentless sun and shifting sands, every creature is a master of adaptation, honed by millennia to endure extremes of heat, cold, and scarcity. As dawn breaks over the Sahara, the temperature swiftly climbs. A fennec fox with ears as large as its head emerges from its cool burrow. Its oversized ears are more than a signature silhouette. They radiate excess heat, keeping the tiny predator cool as it listens for the faintest rustle of beetles and rodents beneath the sand. Nearby, a sandfish skink glides beneath the surface, swimming through grains to escape the burning sun and lurking predators. Its smooth scales and wedge-shaped snout let it move effortlessly in a world where shade is as precious as water. In the Namib, one of the oldest deserts, fog rolls in from the Atlantic before sunrise. The Namib desert beetle climbs to the crest of a dune, angling its back to catch droplets from the mist. Each bead of water is channeled down grooves on its shell, flowing straight to its mouth, a daily ritual that means the difference between life and death. Not all desert survivors move by day. As the sun sets, the desert comes alive with nocturnal activity. The sidewinder rattlesnake leaves intricate tracks as it glides sideways across the cooling sand, conserving energy and avoiding the heat stored in the ground. Its unique movement minimizes contact, allowing it to hunt without overheating. Plants, too, are survival specialists. The saguaro cactus stores thousands of liters of water in its spongy tissues, expanding after rare desert rains. Its pleated skin allows it to swell, while shallow roots soak up every drop from fleeting storms. Spines provide shade and deter thirsty herbivores, creating a fortress of moisture in the barren landscape. In this realm of scarcity, every adaptation is vital. Some animals, like the kangaroo rat, never drink water at all. Instead, it extracts moisture from seeds and produces highly concentrated urine, wasting nothing. Its burrows dug deep beneath the surface remain cool and humid, offering refuge from the midday furnace. Every strategy, every behavior is a response to the desert's harsh demands. Camouflage, nocturnality, water conservation, and heat dissipation, these are the tools of survival, refined by evolution's relentless hand. Here, life is a constant negotiation with the elements, and the smallest advantage can mean everything. The desert may seem empty, but beneath its silence lies a world of ingenious survivors, each one a testament to nature's power to adapt, endure, and thrive where life seems least likely. In the farthest reaches of the planet, where the sun can vanish for months and the ice stretches to the horizon, life moves to the rhythm of the seasons. Here, in the Arctic wilderness, survival depends not only on adaptation, but on epic journeys that span continents and oceans. As the first hints of spring shimmer across the tundra, herds of caribou awaken to an ancient call. Thousands strong, they surge northward, hooves pounding over thawing ground. Their migration is a test of endurance, over 3,000 miles each year, from sheltered forests to calving grounds beneath the midnight sun. Each calf is born into a world of peril, where wolves and grizzlies follow the herds, drawn by the promise of new life. Yet the caribou press on, guided by memory, instinct, and the subtle cues of a changing world. Above, the sky comes alive with wings. Arctic terns, small, graceful seabirds, embark on the longest migration of any animal on Earth. Leaving breeding grounds on the tundra, they traverse the globe, flying from pole to pole and back again. Over 44,000 miles each year, they chase summer, feasting on fish and plankton in perpetual daylight. Their journey is a feat of navigation, guided by the stars, the sun, and an innate magnetic sense. On the pack ice, polar bears set out across a frozen expanse that grows thinner each year. As the sea ice retreats, mothers lead their cubs for hundreds of miles, searching for seals at breathing holes. Each step is fraught with risk, cracks in the ice, unpredictable weather, and the relentless hunger that comes with a changing climate. Yet these solitary wanderers are masters of patience, waiting motionless for hours, then surging into action with a single powerful leap. Beneath the surface, beluga whales follow ancient routes through icy channels. Their haunting songs echo under the ice as they migrate in pods, weaving between flows and up the mouths of rivers swollen with meltwater. For these social cetaceans, migration is a time of reunion as families gather to feed, raise calves, and navigate shifting landscapes. Even the smallest travelers join the great migration. The Arctic woolly bear caterpillar spends years in a frozen slumber, thawing for only a few weeks each summer to feed and grow before refreezing once more. It may take 7 years of this cycle before it transforms into a moth, its entire life a testament to endurance. Across the Arctic, these journeys are more than survival. They are acts of resilience, written into the DNA of every traveler. From the sky to the sea, from the tundra to the ice, migration is a lifeline, connecting distant worlds and ensuring the cycles of life endure in one of Earth's most extreme frontiers. Beneath the shimmering veil of tropical seas lies a world as vibrant as it is perilous, the coral reefs. Here in the dappled, sunlit shallows, life explodes in color and complexity. Coral polyps, tiny architects of calcium carbonate, form sprawling cities that rise from the ocean floor. Their towers and labyrinths create a living fortress, sheltering a quarter of all marine species despite covering less than 1% of the sea. But beauty belies the daily battles for survival that play out in these underwater metropolises. Schools of parrotfish scrape at the coral with beak-like jaws, grinding the ancient skeletons into fine, white sand. Their armoured bodies and synchronized movements help them evade lurking moray eels, which lie in wait, jaws agape, within the reef's shadowy crevices. Every inch of this world is contested ground. A clownfish, bright as a flame, hovers among the stinging tentacles of a sea anemone, its only sanctuary from prowling lionfish and swift, darting damselfish. The clownfish tends to its host, defending territory with surprising ferocity, while the anemone's venom wards off most would-be predators. As night descends, the reef transforms. Octopuses emerge, shifting their skin from coral-matched camouflage to bold warning colors as they hunt for sleeping crustaceans. Their intelligence is legendary. Tentacles probing, eyes scanning, they outwit both prey and rivals in the moonlit gloom. Predators and prey engage in a constant, silent duel. Camouflaged scorpionfish lie motionless, invisible until the moment they strike with lightning speed. Nearby cleaner wrasses set up stations, inviting larger fish to pause for a meticulous grooming, removing parasites in a rare moment of cooperation amidst the competition. Above, schools of silvery anchovies twist and turn in perfect unison, forming living clouds to confuse hunting barracudas. Each flash of movement is a split-second decision between life and death. Even the corals themselves are locked in slow-motion combat. At night, Long, stinging filaments extend from rival colonies, burning and repelling neighbors in a battle for territory and sunlight. The victors claim precious space inch by inch over decades. In these battlegrounds of color, every adaptation, every alliance, and every ambush is a testament to evolution's creativity. The coral reef is not just a spectacle of beauty, it is a crucible of survival, where life's most dazzling forms are forged in the struggle for existence. Invisible to many, yet indispensable to all, insects are the silent engineers of the world's ecosystems. Their tiny forms weave the fabric of life, sustaining forests, grasslands, wetlands, and even the harshest deserts. From the canopy to the forest floor, their influence is everywhere. In the heart of a meadow, bees embark on tireless foraging flights, their legs dusted with golden pollen. As they move from blossom to blossom, they orchestrate the pollination of wildflowers, fruit trees, and crops alike. Without their quiet diligence, countless plant species, and the animals that depend on them, would fade away. Deeper in the leaf litter, armies of ants build elaborate underground cities. They aerate the soil as they tunnel, allowing roots to breathe and rainwater to reach deep below. Some species form living bridges and rafts, carrying their queens to safety during floods, while others herd and protect aphids, farming them for sweet honeydew. In the shadows, beetles perform the vital work of decomposition. Dung beetles roll and bury animal waste, recycling nutrients and enriching the earth. Carrion beetles and their larvae break down dead matter, preventing the spread of disease and returning life-giving minerals to the soil. Dragonflies patrol ponds and wetlands, their iridescent wings flashing in the sunlight. As apex aerial predators of the insect world, they keep mosquito populations in check, maintaining a delicate balance in aquatic habitats. Even the most unassuming insects play crucial roles. Termites, often maligned, are master recyclers, breaking down tough plant fibers and dead wood. Their work releases nutrients locked inside, supporting new growth and shaping entire landscapes. Butterflies and moths, with their ephemeral beauty, are more than just pollinators. Their caterpillars provide food for birds, reptiles, and mammals, forming the foundation of countless food chains. Through predation, pollination, decomposition, and soil engineering, insects hold the natural world together. Their loss would unravel the intricate webs of life, setting off cascades of decline across entire ecosystems. In every corner of the globe, from rainforest canopies to arid savannas, insects labor unseen. They are the unsung engineers, nature's quiet custodians, whose persistence ensures the balance and resilience of life on Earth. High above the tree line, where the air thins and the world turns to stone, life carves out an existence against the odds. In the planet's loftiest realms, mountain wildlife endures a daily struggle, confronting biting winds, plunging temperatures, and treacherous terrain. Here only the most adaptable survive. On sheer cliffs, the nimble ibex dances across narrow ledges, its specialized hooves gripping rough rock with uncanny precision. Their bodies are compact and muscular, conserving heat and granting agility as they scale vertical faces in search of sparse vegetation. In winter, thick, woolly coats insulate them from the chill, while their acute senses detect the faintest sounds of predators below. Above the snow line, the elusive snow leopard prowls, its ghostly form blending seamlessly into the rocky landscape, its dense, smoky fur shields against sub-zero cold, while enlarged nasal cavities warm each breath. Padded, fur-lined paws act as natural snowshoes, distributing weight and silencing footsteps on powdery drifts. Every leap and stride is a calculated effort, conserving precious energy in a world where prey is scarce. In the thin, oxygen-poor air, birds have evolved remarkable adaptations. The bar-headed goose, a champion of endurance, soars above Himalayan summits on migratory journeys. Its blood binds oxygen more efficiently, and its powerful lungs extract every molecule from the rarefied atmosphere. Each wing beat is a testament to life's determination to conquer the heights. Small mammals, too, have found ways to thrive. The pika, a distant cousin of the rabbit, gathers and stores grasses in hidden caches, preparing for long, snowbound winters. Its compact body shape and low surface area help retain warmth, while burrows provide refuge from icy winds. Even the plants, though not wildlife, shape the fate of mountain animals. Alpine mosses, lichens, and hardy shrubs cling to cracks and crevices, their roots anchoring the soil and offering sustenance to grazers. In turn, these animals fertilize the ground, completing a delicate cycle of survival. In these extreme environments, every adaptation is a triumph of evolution. From the soaring peaks to the shadowed valleys, mountain wildlife persists, resilient, ingenious, and forever sculpted by the relentless forces of nature. Beneath the emerald canopy of the rainforest, life is a tapestry woven from countless threads of connection. Here, survival is not a solitary endeavor. Every creature, great or small, relies on intricate partnerships that shape the very fabric of the forest. Among the towering trees, the three-toed sloth moves with measured grace, cloaked in a living coat of green algae. This unlikely partnership offers the sloth camouflage from sharp-eyed predators, while the algae gain a safe, moist habitat high above the forest floor. Tiny moths, too, make their home in the sloth's fur, feeding on secretions and, in turn, fertilizing the algae with their waste, a miniature ecosystem within a single animal. On the forest floor, leafcutter ants march in endless lines, carrying fragments of leaves far heavier than themselves. But these leaves are not for eating. Instead, the ants use them to cultivate a specialized fungus deep within their underground colonies. The fungus breaks down the tough plant material, transforming it into a nourishing food source for the ants. In this mutual exchange, the ants tend, feed, and protect the fungus, while the fungus sustains the colony, a partnership honed over millions of years. High in the branches, the strangler fig begins its life as a humble seed, deposited by a fruit-eating bird. As the fig sends down roots, it entwines the host tree, drawing nutrients and water from deep within the earth. In return, its abundant fruit offers a feast for monkeys, bats, and toucans, each animal dispersing seeds across the forest in a cycle of renewal. Pollinators play their own vital roles. The orchid bee, shimmering with metallic hues, is drawn to the fragrant blossoms of rare orchids. As the bee collects precious scents to attract a mate, it unwittingly transfers pollen from flower to flower, ensuring the next generation of orchids will bloom. This delicate exchange binds the fates of plant and pollinator in a dance of survival. Even the smallest denizens contribute to the balance. In the leaf litter, fungi break down fallen branches, recycling nutrients back into the soil. These nutrients are absorbed by roots, fueling the growth of the giants above and sustaining the entire ecosystem. In the rainforest, every connection matters. Each species, from the tiniest insect to the tallest tree, is both giver and receiver. Together they form a network of life, resilient, interdependent, and endlessly complex. In this world, survival is a shared endeavor, and the bonds of symbiosis are the silent architects of the rainforest's enduring beauty. Across the globe, the rhythms of the wild are shifting. As temperatures climb and weather patterns grow unpredictable, animals must adapt in ways never seen before. The once reliable cues of season and rainfall have become uncertain, prompting changes in migration, breeding, and even daily routines. In the Arctic, polar bears roam further and swim longer, searching for dwindling sea ice. The ice's early melt and late formation force these apex predators to travel vast distances, exhausting their energy reserves as they hunt for seals. For many, the altered landscape means fewer opportunities to feed, and the balance between survival and starvation grows ever more precarious. On the African savanna, elephants adjust their ancient migration routes, seeking waterholes that persist through relentless droughts. Their movements, once dictated by predictable rains, now follow the erratic pulse of a changing climate. Herds linger longer by shrinking rivers, sharing the scarce resource with zebras, antelope, and lions, sometimes leading to new alliances, sometimes sparking fierce competition. In temperate forests, songbirds arrive earlier each spring, responding to warmer temperatures, but the insects they rely on for food may not have adjusted their own cycles, leaving hungry chicks in nests and threatening the survival of future generations. These mismatches ripple outward, disrupting food webs that have evolved over millennia. Coral reefs, battered by rising ocean temperatures, witness dramatic behavioral changes among their inhabitants. Some fish abandon bleached, dying corals in search of healthier homes, while others become more aggressive as competition intensifies. The balance of life on the reef teeters, with each species' response shaping the fate of the others. Even nocturnal creatures feel the impact. As nights grow warmer, bats shift their foraging times, emerging earlier or later to avoid the heat. Their prey, moths, beetles, and other insects, may not adjust in tandem, further straining the delicate equilibrium of the ecosystem. Every change in behavior is a testament to resilience, but also a warning. The natural world adapts, yet the pace of climate change tests the limits of even the most resourceful species. In this era of uncertainty, the dance of survival grows ever more intricate, a reminder that the fate of the wild is inextricably linked to the changing climate. As the world warms, new stories of adaptation and struggle unfold every day, hidden in the silent migrations, altered calls, and restless movements of animals. These shifting patterns are the living record of a planet in flux, and their echoes shape the future of all life on Earth.